What have I followed through on so far, and where was that disconnect where I quit following through? Hello and welcome to the Command Podcast, where our mission is to help you take command of your mind, your body, and your future, to create a powerful, effective individual who has a desire to immerse themselves in greatness, so that together as highly effective individuals, we can unify and assume command of our environments, our communities, and our country to do our part in preserving freedom. Join me on this mission of becoming the next generation of leaders to make living with integrity badass again. I'm your host, Trent Niebersall, and now it is time to take command. This is the Command Podcast number 41, and it's almost the end of January of 2024. So I took a minute today to reflect on what I've been doing this month, and it got me thinking. I just listened to the podcast that I posted on January 1st, on New Year's Day, and it got me thinking about how most people that set New Year's resolutions and they set new goals for themselves at the beginning of the year, they don't even make it through the first month, or they make it through the first month and they start falling off. So this episode today is a boot in the ass. It is a reminder to reanalyze the goals and the New Year's resolutions that you set for yourself just not even a month ago, because so many people start falling off so soon, 1 month in. And you know what you should be doing? You should not be doing the best at the beginning of the year, but what you should be doing is you should be increasingly getting better over the year. So you should be putting in more effort. If you set new goals, you should slowly increase the effort and your productivity and your effectiveness towards working towards those goals. It's called progressive overload, and this goes for anything in life. Yes, it goes for exercising for sure. Like lifting weights, you don't get stronger and you don't build much muscle if you don't use progressive overload when you're lifting weights. What is progressive overload when it comes to lifting weights? It is slowly upping the weight, doing more reps, doing more sets, and putting your muscles under more strain by the amount of intensity that you use, the amount of weight that you're lifting, and how frequent you're lifting with those muscles. So you need to be doing progressive overload with your goals. But it doesn't only apply to weightlifting. It applies to your goals, your financial goals, your relationship goals, your goals that apply to your career, to a business you might be starting or working in. So what are you doing to increase that? Today's a boot in the ass because most of you guys have probably already decreased the amount of effort that you're putting towards those goals. So for me, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my month so far. I've done pretty well. I've had a little bit of ups and downs, but let's say for my running, for my endurance training, I have been implementing progressive overload. I'm doing more. I started the year strong with, putting quite a few miles in. I think yesterday marked 115 miles that I ran this month, and I've ran 40 miles in the last 4 days. So today's going to mark 50 miles. After I'm done recording this, I'm going to go hit the trail and do another 10-mile run. I'm shooting to do 100 miles in 10 days. So today will be halfway through that. Feeling pretty good, feeling strong. I'm feeling a little bit lazy today. I don't want to do it, just like I haven't wanted to do it any day pretty much. But I'm going to go do it anyways because I made a commitment to myself. So what have you been doing? How much progress have you made on your goals? And are you doing more towards your goals? And are you becoming more effective now, like I am in my running? I got my 10-mile time from, the middle of December from 2 hours and 30 minutes, which is a long time. That's pretty slow. To now, I just set 3 PRs in the last 3 days on my 10-mile run. Yesterday was about an hour and 45 minutes, hour and 48 minutes, somewhere right there to run 10 miles. So I've increased my time in like about, a month and a half, probably a little less than that, by 30, 45 minutes. That's pretty good. So are you actually analyzing the progress that you're making and how much more effective you're becoming? And are you thinking about how much effort you're putting into it? Because you should not be putting less effort in now than you were at the beginning of the year. And if you are, that's okay. all I'm saying right now, this podcast today is about reminding you of what you told yourself you were going to do, because we all need reminders. A lot of us need reminders every single day. And this is your reminder to say, give yourself a little boot in the ass, like, hey, you said you were going to do this thing and you're not doing it anymore. So start again today, not tomorrow, start again today. So I just want you guys to take this short podcast today and really sit and ponder for a minute and think, am I still following through to make those goals a reality that I said I was going to do? Because most people have already fallen off, or they're starting to taper off and they've already forgotten about it. And it's so easy to just kind of let it, once you fall off, you just don't even pay attention to it. It's almost like you don't realize it. And here's why that happens. It's because what you were doing before New Year's was a habit, which was basically doing nothing. It was, whether you're eating like crap, not exercising, not working towards bettering your career or your financial situation, and you had bad habits. The reason that you don't realize it when you fall off is because those are habits. Habits get ingrained in your mind, in your body, and that's just what you do without, they get ingrained into your reticular activating system, where it's just what you do by default. So on New Year's 1st, when you set your new goals, your New Year's resolutions, it takes different times for different people. Some people can form new habits in a month. Some people it takes 2 to 3 months. Some people it takes longer than that. But once you start seeing, the key to following through for yourself consistently is you track your progress. Like you track your weight, you track your body measurements. If you're doing weight loss or building muscle, you look at what you look like in the mirror. If it's your financials, you keep an eye on that thing, because what gets tracked, what can be measured, can be improved. So if you're not tracking those things, you're never really going to have anything to measure up your progress. And it's the progress that is going to motivate you to keep going. So if you haven't gotten much progress since New Year's 1st, you're not going to be so motivated to follow through with it. But again, this is your reminder to jump right back on and maybe be a little bit stricter and start loading yourself up a little bit more, eating a little bit cleaner, exercising a little bit more, going on 45 to an hour walk per day instead of the 15 or 30 minutes, whatever you've been doing. So this is me calling you out to call yourself out. Are you seeing progress in yourself? If you are, great. Give yourself some credit for that progress. Say, damn, I look a lot better in the mirror. I know I am this year. I'm looking way better. Endurance-wise, I'm in the best shape of my life right now. Still far from where I want to be. But I have some pretty ambitious goals, and it is very uncomfortable to follow through with those goals. I don't want to go run 10 miles a day. I've ran 40 miles in the last 4 days. I've put in somewhere around 110 miles so far this month. For me, that's a lot. For an ultra runner, that's rookie numbers, but I'm trying to get up there, and it's forcing me. I've always told myself I want to get better at this stuff. I want to be able to, run like an ultra marathon, whatever, maybe it's a 30 mile or a 50 mile or a 100 mile, but it's almost like I never realized the amount of effort and sacrifice and pain that you got to push through to get there. Well, now I'm getting a very small taste of that, but I'm still far from being able to do that. But I'm hoping by the end of February, I could at least run 20 miles. And by the end of March, I want to be able to run a marathon. I know I could go do a marathon right now if I wanted to, but I want to be able to do it comfortably. It's not going to be comfortable. It's never going to be comfortable, but I want to be able to do it without just completely destroying myself. So sit down today after you listen to this podcast and think to yourself, what did I say I was going to do? What have I followed through on so far? And where was that disconnect where I quit following through? Because again, it's not really your fault. It is your fault, but this is your reminder, because becoming self-aware and knowing where that disconnect came in, that's just your old habits taking back over. So you have to get back in there and start rewiring those habits into your subconscious, into your body, so that you say, no, I'm in control. I'm going to set these new positive habits to get myself to XYZ goal, whether that's losing 40 pounds over the next, 3 months and building some muscle and being happy with who you see in the mirror, whether that's starting to invest money into a Roth IRA so that, you can retire when you're 50 or 55 or, whatever it might be. But you need to become self-aware, and you need to do you need these reminders. So I'm going to start trying to do one podcast a week. that is a boot in the ass. Some of my best podcasts that I've performed in the past were the few boot in the ass episodes that I did. So that's what this is. And it might be me saying the same type of stuff, motivational type stuff just reminding you that you told yourself you're going to make a change. But when it comes down to it, like, there's so much information out there, but most of the time, the most valuable information is just holding up the mirror to ourselves and becoming self-aware and saying, I could have done better today, or I haven't been doing what I said I was going to do. So these boot in the ass episodes are just a reminder for you that you said you were going to take command of your life, that you were going to step into the commander's role of your life, and maybe you haven't been doing that the last few days or the last few weeks. So this is your boot in the ass and the reminder to go look at yourself in the mirror and say, you said you were going to take command of your life, so let's start making it happen. And I could promise you guys one thing is being in command of your life is the way to live a purposeful, happy life. I don't know if I'm different than most people, but I don't think I am. But I am never more miserable than when I sit around and do nothing and I scroll on my phone and I drink beer and I eat pizza. I literally hate myself at the end of the day when I do that. But again, going back to what I was saying about habits, if that is what your habit is currently, you don't even realize it until 6 months goes by and you finally turn and catch an accidental glimpse at yourself in the mirror with the shirt off and you look like the damn Pillsbury Michelin man. Because I've done that before. That's happened to me. And at that I know you guys have all heard this story, but I think it's so important and so many people relate to it. In that moment, I realized that I had been avoiding that mirror for 6 months and it led me to putting on 50 pounds and losing all my muscle. So that's why these boot in the ass episodes are going to be important moving forward. And I'm going to start trying to put one out every week because our habits are ingrained in us and it takes hard work and effort. And it also takes reminders every day. You have to have these mental triggers almost like, oh, nope. Like when you get off work and you're hungry and you forgot to plan food at home. So it's like your habit is just to go hit the drive-thru and get fast food, right? Or your habit is to go get a 6-pack or a 12-pack of beer to take home. That's a habit, so it is hard to break. But this is your weekly reminder that you said you were going to make a change. So then you could catch yourself and say, nope, that's not who I'm going to be anymore. I'm going to be this new version of myself that is going to build a damn good future for myself and my family. Because when it comes down to it, what's the point of life if you're not creating a future to look forward to? And it all starts with you becoming the person that is living in that future that you can see for yourself. So as I go through the book more, I'll go more into the process of how you do that. But what do you want? What did you set resolutions for? Why did you set those? And now how are you going to get there? Break the bad habits and replace them with new habits. And I will see you guys on the other side. And I hope that you continue to take command. And I will continue putting out these boot in the ass episodes to remind you, because so many of us, that's all we need every day, or at least once a week, is a little reminder that says, no, this isn't what you were born to be. You were born for more. So this is your boot in the ass to do more and be more. Thanks for watching, guys. Please share this episode with anybody who you think would like the message, who needs to hear this. And please subscribe to YouTube, where you listen on podcasts, and leave a review. Until next time, join me on this mission of becoming the next generation of leaders to make living with integrity badass again. I'm your host, Trenton Ebersol, and now it is time to take command.